All right, so this is a dream come true. I have Cinema 4D floating above me, and I'm in a reclined position because I actually have chronic nerve pain on my whole left arm and shoulder. So I'm just gonna record a little bit while I'm working. And just for context, I'm using the track pad and a full keyboard and a little thing right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the height of this mountain range. Then we're gonna go to the sea level, maybe adjust the kind of the scale of some of the mountain here, maybe adjust the kind of sea floor there. Let's go ahead and toggle around the model. Looks good. I might make it a lot taller, so I'm gonna zoom out, grab that scale function and kind of pull it all the way up there. Then I'm gonna go to the subdivision surface modifier and add more polygons by making the landscape a child object of the subdivisions. That kind of gives it a lot more geometry to work with. Now I'm gonna take that and run it through a twister. So we'll go to our twist deformer, if I can find it. Looking for the twist deformer. I see morph, wind, jiggle. Oh, there's twist, the third one down. We'll make the twist a child of the landscape. And then with it selected, I'll click fit to parent. And with the twister turned on, we're able to just play with the angle of twist, which will create this really cool sculpture. Now, if I turn off the display of the line shading, we're just left with this really nice smooth geometry. And what I was thinking of doing is just animating this rotating. Now they're probably wondering, why is my work plane all green screen? Well, I'm finding that I'm actually making a lot of assets this way with a green screen background, so I can composite them later in After Effects. But let's go ahead and take this object, even just, let's go ahead and make a new parent. I'll make that sub object. And on this null, we're gonna rotate this. Oops, wrong dimension. Let's try rotating it on this axis. All right, so we'll go to frame 1 and set a value keyframe there. And we'll do it around the that rotation. And then we'll move our timeline all the way to frame 90 and set the value to 360. And let's take a look there. And then set the keyframe. All right, so if we hit the play button, we should have this kind of spinning animation. Looks good. Right now it kind of eases in and like eases out, which is cool, but I actually want it to be a constant rotation. So I'm gonna open up my curve editor and go to the F curves, go to curve manager here. And looking at the keyframes, I'll go ahead and hit the pause button, grab the object. There is the curves. I don't know the shortcut for panning in here. Oh, there it goes. So I'm trying to see all the curves in one context. Great, we're gonna select everything. And right now it's on a curve. We're gonna set this to linear. And this will keep a constant speed for the rotation of this. Awesome. Okay, last two steps here. If we hit the pause button, we're gonna find a cool camera angle to work off of. So I'm gonna open up the camera tool, go to standard. This should create a standard camera. We're going to drive that camera with the square there and just find a nice angle that we want to focus in on. Maybe we'll go, oh, that's actually kind of a cool angle. Let's go right there. Great. And then let's go ahead and take a look at this video. Okay, not bad. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this camera. So we're going to grab our camera and then just do a quick little optical zoom. We got depth of field, motion blur, distortion, vignetting. I guess I'll just manually zoom in, just so that it kind of fills up the whole frame here. Maybe we don't really need the green screen so much. Okay, so we got that going for us. I'm just kind of finding different complementary angles. And then maybe we'll go to the landscape and just kind of enlarge it on the height. So I'll just kind of pull on the height here. Or we could animate this property over time. That actually might look really cool. So let's start off with it very low. And I think that was just the height segment. So yeah, that was that height value. I'll hit the, let's go ahead and pause the animation here. I'll go to the beginning frame and go to the height of the landscape and set the size Then we'll go all the way to the end keyframe at 90 and set the size so it's the same. And then halfway through at frame 45, we're going to crank the height up quite a bit. So it creates this really cool object, and then we'll set that value. So now we're going to get this kind of animation. And it kind of grows and grows, which I think looks really cool. And we could also toggle our camera at any angle and find an angle that works better for us. I mean, that looks pretty cool. How about that from above? Wow, that's super neat. Okay, so now why are we doing this green screen? Again, it's going to be so that we can composite effects on top of this. So let's do that now. So I'm going to find a nice angle to work at. That feels pretty cool. That feels pretty cool. And then we're going to go and hit the pause button. And then under the renderer, we're going to go to the render options. We're going to change the output. It says I'm too close. I never saw that. Let's change this to just a viewport render. And under the viewport renderer, we're going to make it so that it's just the geometry that's showing. So, and to get a sense of what that will look like, we go to filter. We go to the geometry only playback. So now when we hit the play button, we can kind of see that it's just going to look like this on a green screen. Very simple design. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and export this. We're going to go to our object and go to the renderer. Under viewport output, we're going to make sure that we're changing this from whatever its current settings are. It looks like it was going to save as a TIFF file. I don't want to do that. So let's kind of zoom in here. I'm going to change the file type to be a MP4. So it's a nice compressed file format. And we're just going to save this to a different location. I hit the file button to choose a better destination. I'll save it to my Vaporwave animations. For the title, we'll call this Twister. Okay. And so with the Twister set up there, that looks good. Yeah, I think that's all great. So now let's just hit the export button here. So then it opens up our picture previewer and we'll see each of the frames. Now you might run into this issue where it's only exporting the first frame, and I think that's my bad because I had a setting done incorrectly, which was under the output. There's a chance that I must have selected only this frame. Yeah, see, I'm on current frame was set to 1. What we really want is the preview range, so that will be 90 different frames. All the frames are down there. Okay, so with all that said and done, we should be able to hit the render button and watch the animation render. I'm going to overwrite the last one, which was only a single frame, and so that looks like that. And look at how fast it renders that out because it's just a viewport render. Looks like it's done. I'll go to navigate to that file, and it looks like it is right there under Twister, and we can hit the space bar to preview it. Awesome. And now we have a little animation, and what I'll do with this animation is use this as a input into the Runway ML interface. So we'll go into Runway ML, and I'll go ahead and full screen this by going there. And we're going to go ahead and select an asset. So we'll upload that Twister asset that we just made a second ago. I'll go to my documents, under my Vaporwave animations, Twister, and hit upload. Okay, so this is going to upload to Runway ML. And we're going to use that as the main thing. And then we're going to style transfer this Twister. So it's waiting to load. I'm going to hit crop on that viewport. It takes a few seconds to crop, let it do its thing. When it's done cropping, I'm going to ask Runway now with a text description to change the style of that Twister, and we'll get a completely new animation. So here is our Twister. You can hit play on it, normal stuff. And now under the describe the style of your video, we can just describe it as something else. So I'm going to say, oops, let me see if I can get the microphone working. Okay, I'm going to say tornado forms over a city, and then we'll click generate. Immediately, it's going to open up into this queue right here, and it's going to make a new video that turns this into a Twister over a city. While that's working, we're going to make another one. So that's tornado forms over a city. Let's try underwater whirlpool. Oops, I lost connection for a second. I had this issue happen yesterday when I was using Runway. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Mac. I think it's just Runway doesn't fully like this interface, so I might need to take it out of full screen. I think that fixed it last time. Okay, or not. So I might need to reopen that. So let's open up Safari. I'll go to Runway the old way, just by typing in runwayml.com. Let's get started. And it should have our previously open scene in here. Let's see, I think it's right there. No, oh, there it is. Yeah, high speed. And look at this. We have ourselves a tornado that forms. Look at that. How insane. So we just generated all of these VFX all in just a moment. We're running a Mac Mini that's way over there attached to the wall. That's running Cinema 4D. And I can easily lay back and do animation and VFX in a very comfortable space. I absolutely am a huge fan of this modality. And you can grab the monitor and push it far back. You can see it kind of fills the whole room now. I could take that monitor and bring it really close. You can even use it as a touchscreen sometimes, I think. Okay, maybe not. I'm thinking of the other interface. But the point is, you can be really comfortable and in your own space. So Cinema 4D, Cinema 4D running like in the Vision Pro is a dream come true for me. And there's no more limits to what we can create. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, have a creative and productive day.